This is a Headgum podcast.
Halflings. Welcome back to Wagadu, everyone. We're here. Already laughing. You know it's going to be a fun one when we come in. We'll be coming with the giggles. We're here for another episode of Tales of Wagadu, the Curse of the Spider Queen. We left off. Excuse me. We introduced ourselves. My name is Jeremy Cobb, pronouns he, him, and I'm your very neighborhood dungeon master. Hello, everyone. And I am joined, as always, by, and we'll go in the same order as we did last time.
It's me. I'm ready for this.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, nailed it.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. Oh, hi. It's me. I'm Shamini. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing Reth today. Reth is like this short, muscular person with antelope horns and very short hair, a sort of like orange and white themed outfit, but nothing terribly ornate, not terribly much of it. I mean, it's very hot. Yes, and she's very heroic.
Oh, and what are Reth's pronouns? Have we said Reth's pronouns on this?
And Reth. No, I haven't. Thank you. Reth uses they, she.
Yeah. And joining Reth is none other than.
It's me now this time.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, and I'm saying it on air. We're locking in the orders. I think we've had the same order with each successive episode. We are going to. I'm officially saying on air that we're locking in the order. So if anyone, including me, messes up down the line and tries to introduce people in a different order, or if somebody's like, "I didn't know it was me," now we know. Mm-hmm. Now we know that
bloody
person was
Avia.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The blame you'll be named and shamed. I will name and shame myself. Hi, I'm Liv. I'm playing Juji Osei, who my pronouns are she, her, as are her pronouns she, her. Juji is an Emere, who has a lot of color going on. That's very star themed because she's a Circle of Stars Druid, as well as a little Twilight Cleric, one level of that. And she slaps.
She does. She really does.
I mean, specifically, she kind of actually slapped the next person who's going to be introduced because they saved her life, but she didn't know that initially. Anyway, moving on.
It's true. She just saw a strange man kneeling over her, having just poured something into her mouth, and now we're going to find out the identity of that strange man who's going around pouring drinks into gurping women's mouths.
Only good things.
Yes, Johnny.
Hello, I am Johnny.
Hey.
He, him. I am the resident bard here at Three Black Halflings. I write music for the shows, and I am also playing Aboade, who is an Ironmaster Artificer, and who is just enjoying the journey and the friends made along the way. So
that's us.
Looking forward to getting started.
The real message is the one we carried with us in our hands. Wait, no, that doesn't. I started profound, and it wasn't. You just
love.
sort of.
The answer is level along.
You might hides his face.
What you're careering. It's just like love.
Barely needed to write that down. I could have remembered that.
That's the answer to the whole campaign.
one word.
And hopefully our heroes can find that love as they go tromping through the jungle, following the tracks of Jimo, the lost grandfather. Last time we
Shamini, don't
finally
shake your head.
I worry about the grandfather.
Reth is very much like, I don't know about this grandfather, folks. I don't know about this.
Fine.
But before we get to that, as you all are tromping along, I will allow you, since most of you are pretty beat up by this point, I will allow you
I'm
to
fine.
take a short rest while with your 8 hit
Juji.
points.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. 'Tis but a
Don't worry about
scratch.
Someone
I will
slap
allow you.
Juji until she has a rest.
I will allow you to take a short rest as you tromp along
you.
at kind of a slower pace, we'll say, for the next 10, 20 minutes of walking. I think if you haven't, everybody here knows how to take a short rest. Yes? Yes. Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
You just
Roll them hit
tromp
dice.
through a forest,
Roll
right?
them hit dice and remember to add your con modifier. Roll as many hit dice as you
Oh,
need.
add
And
your
remember
con
to add...
modifier.
Oh.
Yeah, you add your con modifier in a short rest. Which I think is very good news for I don't remember, does Juji have good? Yeah, Juji, everybody in this
sure?
party has good con. Yeah, you add your con
That's
modifier.
alright, yeah.
You add it's you
For each
you roll
roll.
your hit die and add your con modifier, and then you just keep rolling hit dice until you have used either all.
Oh, so you add your con modifier once, not per.
No, it's the
per
same as
roll.
like when you level up with like gaining HP. You just you get to add your con modifier according to the number of hit dice you spend.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's the official rule, and if it's not, it's the rule for us. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Have
I'm
some
pretty sure
HP.
that's the roll. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. She's
Just
doing
chew
that
on these juicy hit
now.
points.
Chew on these Juji hit points.
tasty.
But that's
Oh.
what Chewy did. Chewy on these Juji hit points.
Very literally. That was. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I liked that pun so much. I'm going to give you inspiration.
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
There you go, Liv.
I could make more. I might more.
Keep them coming. I'll give inspiration for jokes and puns that make me laugh, or are just so offensive. Not like personally offensive, but just like, how dare you make this pun? The more disgustingly horrible the fact that you made the pun is, the more likely I am to reward you for it.
I love that.
Let me know when each of
I
you
actually
are.
need to take a rest. So can I spend this time looking at this stone thing that is in my satchel? And studying
Yes.
it, seeing if it has
Absolutely.
any. Is it just a smooth stone, or is it just like has it got anything on it? Does it have any
Yes.
properties?
As you remove it, it appears to be just a smooth stone. I think every time, though, I think by this point you probably would notice. Actually, no. Let's not say you probably would notice. Let's have you roll an insight check.
Dum dum dum. Oh,
Yeah. We're gonna call this
yeah.
DC. We're gonna call this a DC 13.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I have no modifier for insight. Not a wise man. Not a wise man.
Not the
Ooh,
most
that's a
intuitive
16, though.
fellow.
That's a 16.
16.
Oh.
Yes. That's what we like to see. Coming in hot. With a 16, I think you recognize, even as you pull it out, every time you have touched or been in contact or done anything with this stone, you have had that same flash of like deja vu. And as you take it out again and begin to examine it, you again have that flash that like you are getting closer to something that you recognize.
Oh, yes. Okay. It's not. It's like I'm reaching out, but I can't quite touch the memory, the pool.
Yes, and as you are as you that flash again, the logic starts to pour in to sort of connect it and be like, well, of course, you figured out that yes, earlier on there's a city, and yes, you're traveling in the right direction. You now know that the direction that this old man was traveling in seems to have also, probably coincidentally, aligned with the direction that you were traveling in. This is great. That's exactly what that means. You just concluded it, and it just made you excited for a moment.
Marvelous. I do enjoy being excited.
Would you like to roll any sort of checks on the stone itself? It is a smooth yellow stone. I
yeah.
will say about the size of like a third of a person's palm.
Okay. Can I... a check. What kind of a check? I've done a history check on the area before. Can I do a religion check to see if I've seen any similar stones used in prayer before in the worshipping of any deity, or anything like that, to use in terms of evocations or invocations or
Yes.
evocations.
Roll me a religion check with advantage.
Oh.
Ooh. All right.
Okay, that's not bad. That is bad. Where's my religion? Okay, that's a 19.
Ooh, tasty. You love these high rolls. I think as you're holding this and you're like, have I seen anything? You have a very clear memory of specifically a group of people making sacrifices, and like as you get in a number of different religious ceremonies in a number of different religions, people will either sacrifice animals, they will sometimes sacrifice belongings, they will make offerings. Essentially, a lot of it depends on the deity. A lot of it depends on like the spirit, or perhaps even an ancestor. Perhaps you're just offering food as like a tribute, but you have a distinct like as you're holding this stone, you have a distinct like flash of like, yes, this stone must have been tied. This must have been a tribute of some kind. You don't clearly remember what you can't really associate it with any deity that you recognize. Although again, it feels like it's just out of reach, but you definitely know this is probably you. I think you make the connection. This stone was likely put there as a tribute to the whatever queen that was mentioned on that inscription, which is why it was put underneath that inscription.
I see. All right. Okay. And I have just taken it away.
Yes. You do not know. I will say you do not know.
Feels like a bad thing.
You do not know if any of the other prayers to other deities also had offerings underneath them. All you know is that this one had eroded, or broken, or in some way had fallen out, and now you have it with you. You have taken an offering.
Okay. So it was already removed. I just sort of picked it up. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm going to tell myself so that I can see.
You found it, really. You're reclaiming it. If anything, just saving
in
it.
the name of whatever queen it is in the name of.
Yes, recycling it.
If I find this queen, or find out the nature of this queen, I shall offer it again, I'm sure.
Do either Reth or Juji have anything to say as you're tromping along, kind of getting some of your breath back, healing up a little bit in this 20 minutes or so?
I think Juji would like to just kind of like she's eager to find Gmo now. Not that she wasn't before, but I think could she make like a survival check to like really kind of like gauge where he might have been going, like the pace that he's walking, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay, roll a survival check as you walk along to see if you can figure that out.
Can I get a big roll?
Big money, big money, big money, big money.
No.
Ooh, small money.
No, I cannot. Small money to the value of 13.
Okay, a 13. You can tell, I think looking at it, you can tell he's probably, his stride is not super huge. He isn't, you've heard that he's a grandfather, and he's apparently old enough to be confused. Because Beret had said that he's kind of losing his memory. He's getting confused a lot of the time.
Okay. And that's
and that was why he had wandered off. I don't think he doesn't, but the fact he's not using a cane. So the dude's clearly old, but he must be in pretty good shape. I don't think you can tell a whole lot about like what pace he was traveling at with a 13, but I think you were able to tell like, oh yeah, this guy just walked into the forest, and he's walked a decent way. You've been traveling at this point for close to an hour total, which at your pace probably took you much less time than it would have taken him. And so for a dude in the middle of the night, a very old man walking alone, guy's clearly in good physical condition.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, he didn't seem hurt. Yeah, Juji will keep an eye out to see if the gate changes as they progress.
Yes, you see no blood or anything like that. You don't see any signs of injury.
Good. Yeah, she'll relay that to the party. Oh, we're a party gang. Oh my goodness. She'll relay that, and she'll be like, okay, so I think yes, just wandered off, mostly for Aboade's benefit as well. I'm just like, yes. So so he wandered off, and so he's going to be quite slow. So we should hopefully catch up to him fairly quickly. So that would be good. It would be good if that happened. Should we try to pick up our pace a little bit? What do we think?
Excellent. A brisk jog would be beneficial.
We could jog heroically, yes.
Yes.
To the rescue.
I love a heroic jog! You see that Yim begins to canter.
All right. And then
That's so
A
cool.
brisk canter.
That's more of a it's more of a run than a jog. Yim. That's right. Trot.
Right, here we are. He starts to pick up the pace and just starts to. He gets a pretty good jog going. Reth, as you guys are jogging. Yes.
Yes, Juji is going to be like, I have things I can do to help. And Juji is going to be like, what? Watch this. She will she's going to use her Druid powers. Wild shape.
Oh, yeah.
She wild
yes.
shapes into a what's a dog that would be native to this area? Not a wolf.
A wild dog, like a painted dog,
jackal?
basically. Oh, it could be a jackal. Yes, you
Painted
could.
dog?
It depends on how big you want.
Okay.
I think the biggest canine in Africa, on the entire continent, is the African painted dog. But you could be like you could easily be like a jackal. And I think fennec foxes are also found in Africa.
Be an adorable fennec fox. They're
Yeah.
so cute.
Okay.
I don't think they're that fast because they're quite small, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very, very small. But if you're looking for like good distance running, it's not really a canine, but hyenas or wild dogs are your best bets. Both of those have great cardiovascular endurance.
Oh, love that. Let me just take a cheeky look at a hyena as well. They're fast.
blocks.
They're fast. Hyenas are better at attacking though, so I think a wild dog is something that she would go with.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. She's gonna change into a. She bends down. I don't think. Druids don't need to bend down to get into the form that they're going to be in, but she absolutely does. Just prepares.
She turns into a horse girl for a minute and is like running on all fours.
Yeah, exactly. And then mid canter, she changes into a little painted dog, and she's gonna start sniffing around, for the scent of an Emere.
Ooh.
Specifically an older one.
Yes. Roll persuasion. My God. Roll
I will
perception.
persuade him out.
Yes. Convince him to come
Persuade
out.
those
You're such a
smells.
cute dog.
Hello.
Convince him to come out. Roll
Wow.
perception, and you have advantage.
Oh, love that. Perception is plus 3. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, it's only 13. It's only 13.
No, but you get to keep your proficiencies. Are you proficient? Oh no, you're not. Never mind.
Oh, I keep my proficiencies? Oh, in that case, it's 14.
I think your mental stats
Yay.
stay the same. So I think you would get to add your normal perception, unless it's lower than the dog's, because you have a +4.
Yeah, no, it's higher. Yeah, no, it's 14. It's one higher.
With a
than the
14,
dogs.
I think you realize, yes, you are on the right track. The guy smells relatively healthy. I think you get a sense of aha, yes. You don't smell any injuries. You don't smell any disease on him.
Okay, good.
As far as you can tell, if there's anything affecting him, it's probably a neurological / it's a mental thing. It's not something that a dog would necessarily pick up the scent of.
Sure.
At least I'm pretty sure that dogs cannot smell dementia.
I mean,
They could
I'm
spell a
not
lot of other
sure.
things.
They can. Yeah, Juji's gonna be gonna turn back to the other two and pant at them excitedly, and then we'll just run ahead to scout ahead. Yeah.
All right.
So cool.
And now, Reth, as you guys are jogging deeper and deeper into this forest, is there anything that you wished? Actually, no. You know what, Reth? Before we get to this, I think you would notice something because you have been the most conscious of this. So this is going to add to whatever it is I'm about to ask you. As you are jogging along, you notice that there is a point at which, after about another, you guys have been going for 20 minutes before you broke into a run. I will say after about another 10 minutes of jogging, you reach a point where I think you spot it because you've been the most aware. You see Chui's leopard tracks, the ones that had been going in this direction. You see them turn back. In fact, what you see is they stalk back. It looks like they stalk back and forth for a moment and then turned back.
Oh,
but you see
gosh.
Jimo's tracks continue forward.
Yeah.
Good.
Can I just pause a bit and see if there's anything else around this area that would have either disrupted Jimo's scent or, yeah, just make sure. Yeah.
Roll an investigation check.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. I think this is good, but I don't want there to be something here that Chui knows that we don't, kind of thing. 7.
As you can't see any clear signs of anything. You can roll I guess with that, no, you don't really get any clear signs of anything. You don't really put anything together. I think the rest of you have probably stopped by this point as Reth is sort of examining the area. But there is I think all you would see is that there is a clear line that Chui has not gone beyond. It's like he stopped moving, stalked back and forth, possibly for a while, and then left.
Oh.
And Jimo's footprints have continued beyond.
Just a quick question, folks. What would an enormous, terrifying leopard spirit be afraid of? What would make them not go somewhere after their delicious, delicious prey?
Oh, I know.
Just hypothetically. Oh, yes.
A slightly larger, terrifying leopard spirit.
Oh dear. Right. Yep, no, that would do it.
That is a possibility.
Gosh. Well, keep an eye out for one of those.
Very well.
There's always a bigger fish.
As we go on.
Yim says.
Great.
Do you all... Okay,
right,
you all...
It could be a fish.
Yes, a landfish. The dreaded landfish. Do you all continue on following the footsteps? Okay.
Yeah.
As you do so, I'm going to need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
It was definitely
Oh,
a giant leopard. An even bigger leopard is definitely what that line was, by the way. It's 100%.
Oh, no.
Do you say
That's a
wisdom
leopard
saving
line
throw?
if I've ever seen one. Yes, wisdom saving throw.
Come
Oh,
on.
dear.
Come on.
Oh,
I can't
dear.
roll in Wagadu,
dear.
folks. I can't do it.
What are we looking at here?
We're looking at
A
a 6 over here.
A 13.
Okay, a 13. And what do we get for Aboade?
Natural 1.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Does Yim have to roll? Is it a...
Yim does not have to roll.
Yeah, okay.
However, not everyone.
Do I have...
Oh, come again?
Oh. I was just wondering if I have any kind of... Because Emere are, close to elves, do they have any elven bullshit?
That lets them, I have advantage on all wisdom saving throws. As far as I am aware, no, they do not have any such elven bullshit.
Okay.
That's an official.
fine.
That's an official Wizards of the Coast stat. Elven bullshit.
Yes,
Rules
unfortunately.
written, elven bullshit.
Yeah, the rules are written for elven bullshit. Simply, rules is written does not apply to the Emere. You are bereft of elven bullshit, sadly.
Shame.
Yes. So, but however, However, you didn't need any elven bullshit because the saving throw was only a DC 13.
Yay!
That does,
And only
however,
12
mean
off.
that both of our other characters, as you step forward, we will start with you, Reth. As you step forward, past that line, you hear in your mind, "I don't have it, so do your worst," and you hear the just in your mind, and then like you look, there's no one there. You just hear it in your mind, and it echoes, and you hear it echoing over and over throughout your mind. At the same time, Aboade, as you step forward, you, I think, see, like, you step forward, and you look down and see yourself dressed completely differently. Instead of like your incredibly beautiful copper bronze clothing, you see, looking down, you are wearing like long robes that appear to have been formed out of a mixture of bronze, silver, and gold that are like trailing on the ground. And it's like, ugh! You hear that, and as you hear that, you hear singing, as if like from a chorus of voices in celebration, and then the vision of what you were wearing disappears. You're back in your normal clothes, but you still hear the echoing, as if it's echoing throughout the forest. Both of you have disadvantage on ability checks as you continue to hear strange, haunting, distracting voices repeating things that you've heard. Reth, as you continue, you start to hear the sound of fists hitting flesh, just a cacophony of various noises. What would you all like to do? As you have, so I think Yim would immediately look at you, Aboade, and say, "You seem troubled."
Do you hear that, Yim?
Hear what? Yim's going to roll a perception check.
Oh.
Yim says, "You're right. There are no birds." And starts to like listen around and says,
Oh no!
"This is strange." Looks at the rest of you and says, "Why are there no birds over here? That's not normal." And
yes,
as he pointed out, you hear there are no birds, there are no monkey sounds. It appears that there are no wildlife sounds at all in this direction.
Oh God!
Wow, is this and this has happened during the course of our stroll, seemingly?
Basically, as you crossed
What's
the
the
line,
wrong
it
step?
occurred to you, like, you can hear stuff behind you. There is
So we're
nothing
entering, like, a
around you or in
zone
front of you.
Where there is
Oh,
no
no.
wildlife. This is most troubling. What do we do now? I feel uncomfortable. Juji, are you, I mean, you can't really talk, but, how close do you think, this, grandfather is? How about
Yim steps in and says, "Wait, it's okay.
The number of miles.
It's okay. I speak. I speak dog." He steps forward and woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof. Woof. He turns back and says, "All clear."
You have hidden depths that I had never suspected.
Can she try and make another sniffy, hairy? Oh yeah, now that there's like a hearing element going on, could she try and perceive that?
Yeah, absolutely.
If possible.
Roll a
Cool.
roll a perception check, or in fact, just roll a perception check with advantage, and we'll count it for both hearing and smell.
Thank you. I can't roll in Wagadu.
Even with advantage?
I can't do it. No, I rolled a 2 and a 6, Jeremy.
Well, a 6 though gets a +4 added to it, right, and becomes a 10.
It's a 10, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: you don't smell nothing.
Okay.
You smell plants, but you don't smell no animals. You don't hear any animals. You don't even smell insects, really. It appears that no like moving living things are on this particular area, are in this particular area of the jungle.
Okay, right. Juji, dog Juji, is going to go up, look at the others, and then just kind of like put her ears flatten and her tail goes down, and just like there is doggy discomfort.
You see a distressed dog, a very discomfited dog. What do you do? What do the pair of you do?
I think Reth has sort of stepped over this line and is just sort of like has stopped right there. I think as we've kind of gone in, or like slowed to a halt, and it is sort of like barely sort of paying attention.
Can you hear the singing as well?
To what's going on?
Cut to Reth, who's
No?
just like, is that all you got?
But
I don't think so.
But your demeanor has changed somewhat in the last few moments. Has something happened to you?
I think this place. I'm gonna turn around and
Okay.
run back.
Oh,
This is very inefficient, but also
You turn around, you
Nice
turn away
timing.
and run back. Roll me a wisdom saving throw as you attempt to exit.
oh,
oh boy, I'm really bad at those.
As you
Nine.
turn to run, you like look to where the forest is. You take steps towards the forest, the rest of the jungle. You step forward onto something that is much harder than, like, as you're running forward, your steps start to hit the ground that is much harder than dirt and twigs. Feels almost like hardened, padded down dirt or even stone as you're running forward. And the rest of you would see this if you see Reth running away. You see the farther Reth runs, the more the area behind you starts to look less like a jungle and more like a city. The trees, the arrangement of the trees start to seem more orderly, and rather than being curved, they start to seem like they have harder edges. If someone gets closer to the tree, the pattern of the bark now looks like stones stacked on top of each other. You see in front of you what appears to be a reproduction of the urban environment that you have continually flashed into.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna stop and close my eyes and put my fingers in my ears.
What do the rest of you do, seeing the landscape change before your very eyes?
Oh, so we all see this.
You
It's
all
not just
see Reth
happening
run
inside,
away,
let's
and then
say, yeah.
the jungle starts to look straight up, not even look like a jungle anymore. It starts to look like some kind of weird half city, half jungle hybrid. And the further Reth moves away from you, the more it looks like a city.
This is most unusual. Looking around, like, is there, is this city populated in any way? Does it look like it's populated? Are there sort of are people or creatures coming into existence, or is it just trees that look like buildings?
Yes, roll me a perception check, actually. We're going to call this a DC 12.
Ooh, nice. It's a 13.
Cool.
Just
You
10
notice
plus
it.
3.
You notice it just before Reth does. Up ahead of you, stumbling out from behind a building, looking like at their sort of the end of an alley, is a large, very large, burly-looking figure who has horns, what look like Cape Buffalo-styled horns extending from the sides of their head. It appears that a large, burly Swala has stumbled into the opening of this this alleyway that's down further into the urban area, and the figure starts moving in your direction.
Oh, hello there, friend. I don't suppose you could tell us a little bit about what's going on.
I'll tell
The
you.
trees appear to be becoming buildings.
I'll tell you what's going on. You're out here with a thief! And you see the figure extends a hand, pointing accusatorily at Reth.
Oh.
I think Reth is at this point having been trying to block it out, and failing, and then glimpsing this, is gonna start running away in the other direction again.
So turning and running back the way deeper into the section.
Yeah.
The figure screams,
Yeah.
"Stop, thief!
Yeah.
Give me my yams!" and starts sprinting as much as like this huge person can sprint. This is not like NFL linebacker. This is like burly, strong dude who does not have great cardiovascular endurance, motoring to try and catch up with your very speedy companion. As Reth runs away, what do the other two of you do?
Can Juji try to not to hurt, to see if this thing is real, try to like bite him?
Okay, roll me an attack roll.
Oh,
Real doggy biting. Yeah, okay, so bite, it's not much. Oh, 12?
You lurch forward. This guy's unarmored. You clamp onto his arm, and your teeth sink in, and he goes, "Rah, rah," and starts shaking you. But your whole body's being lifted into the air. You can't, like, you're just like, "Wah, wah, wah." Like he can't shake you off. The harder he tries, he's shaking harder and harder.
Okay.
And it's like you can't. He no matter how hard he tries, he cannot shake you off of his arm. And you just feel your teeth and snout almost like working deeper into the arm the harder he swings. And he decides to just keep running, now dragging you along with him.
Okay. Aboade, anything? You got anything?
Has he passed Aboade yet?
Yes, I will say that as he starts to take off, he's actually like I'll say he was roughly level with you, and now he's passing you, or roughly even with you, and now he's passing you.
He's even. Okay. Can I would like to. Okay, no, that's too long to cast.
If you haven't got anything, I've got something, but you carry on.
Oh, you have things. Marvelous. Well, I think I'll just sort of... I think I'll just gently run beside him. He doesn't seem to be after me. I'll run beside him and sort of maybe ask some questions. I hope you don't mind me asking. What exactly is it you think that has been stolen from you?
My yams!
I see. Yams. Yes. Well, here's the thing. This particular individual, I don't think has actually been in this particular part of the...
As you look around, you aren't in a forest. Like, as you're jogging, you are straight up in a city. And, like, the ground beneath you is a city. Even the air is different. Like, it's a much drier heat right now. Like, you are in a city running through a big, vast urban environment. It looks like quite the sprawl. And Reth is, like, booking it right now. Way ahead of you.
Okay. Oh, he's gone ahead of me.
Oh no, Reth is up.
Okay.
They're up ahead of you.
Reth is.
The big guy is still right next to you, still dragging Juji. By the way, Juji, are you just holding on? Like, what are you doing?
She's holding on, and then I think she's gonna try. She'll try something. Yeah, she's gonna drop wild shape, and she is still biting this thing's arm.
And you just see Juji sort of like half being dragged, half like running along. Juji, as you try to remove your mouth, you feel you can't. It is stuck. It is sunken into this guy, and as you put your hands on, your hands are stuck as well.
She's going to okay, she was going to try and cast a spell. Let's see if she needs to what does she need?
Are you a little bit
is it verbal? Is it semantic?
lodged there? Let me see if I can help with that. Can I attempt to cast Enlarge Reduce on the Swala and attempt to make him smaller?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Cast and large reduce. What is that? A con save?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, DC 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Did not get high enough to beat it. This big Swala man shrinks to like the size of, I guess, even shorter than Reth. Still, you see that as he shrinks, Juji's head and hands are sort of dragged down with the trajectory of his arm as it like lowers in the air. As he gets shorter and shorter, Juji is now like and is now having to like bend over as she's like stuck to this guy.
Is she still stuck?
Yep, still
with
stuck.
The teeth? Like, okay. I was hoping he'd become small enough for her to be able to dislodge.
You can try, Juji. You can try and pull yourself away.
She'll try, yeah. She'll
All right,
do
roll
that.
me. We will say either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, acrobatics.
But you have disadvantage on this roll.
Don't need it. No, 6.
Okay, you. If anything, your fingers start to sink into the guy's arm even more, and you just like the more you struggle, it feels like the more you're getting stuck to this guy. And he is now like actively trying to drag, and he finally stops and turns to you, Aboade, and says, "You're casting." Now it's more like you're casting spells on me. You must be in league with that one. And points down. Reth, I feel like, is almost out of sight by this point. And he says,
That's a rather reductive way of thinking, don't you think?
that one's a yam thief.
Because I possess
They're a
certain
yam
abilities
thief.
that
If
I
you're
need.
helping a yam thief, you must be in league with the yam thief.
Again, I am not entirely convinced by your line of reasoning.
He takes a swing at you. He just straight up hauls off and tries to hit you in the face.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna. Can I?
I'm rolling an attack roll, so
Can I
you
use
can.
my reaction to cast shield?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. In your normal AC is what? 15? 16?
16 at the moment, so it goes up to 21.
Let me see here if that's enough. It's not enough. He rolled pretty well on his attack.
Oh, wow, okay.
You try to. What does it look like as you try to throw up a shield?
Oh, yeah, okay, so it kind of like... a portion of my wrap that's around my waist sort of crawls up my arm onto my wrist and then expands again in this sort of like satellite-y kind of collection of plates, makes this round shield around my arm, which is presumably dispersed by his mighty punch.
Yeah, it's shattered into its component pieces that sort of like reattach themselves to you as his fist comes crashing through and boom, cocks you in the face for 5 points of bludgeoning damage. But as it pulls back,
Ouch.
it pulls your face with it. Your face is now stuck to his fist. And I'm gonna need folks to roll initiative.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. What is happening? Why is he so sticky? I rolled nothing but 6s this entire...
He drinks a lot of
Oh,
very,
wow.
very sugary juice. That's the source of the stickiness. And he gets it all over his hands.
Yeah. Oh, what a grubby little guy.
He's a grubby little boy.
Personal
Ooh,
hygiene
little
leaves a
bit of
lot to be desired.
I mean,
Okay, so Juji got a 6. What did Aboade get?
I got a 7.
My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
For
Roll
Uh,
6s and 7s up in here.
Aboade, you go
cool
first.
stuff. Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you are first to act.
I suppose so. What can I do? I mean, I don't think I want to really. Oh, okay.
You are, for all intents and purposes,
Yeah, why
grappled
not?
right
I mean,
now.
I think. I am. Okay, so yes, because of course my face is sort of stuck, isn't it? Can I? Yeah. Can I use my bonus action to actually? Yes. Okay. So if you'll allow me, I would like. No, I think I have to do that as a bonus action and then attack with it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use my because my gun is useless. I'm going to use my bonus action to pick up the tool on my necklace, which expands and grows a long sort of sickle-shaped blade onto it and becomes my Ironmaster Fetish Chime melee attack weapon.
Nice.
I'm going to hit him with that. Yes.
Yeah, make me an attack roll.
To hit him with that. Don't mind if I do. That's a natural 20.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it does a
Yeah, it
D8
is.
of damage, unless I'm mistaken.
It does do a D8.
A D8. So roll 2 D8s and add, and because you are because it's a magical item, you can add your intelligence. So it's 2 D8 plus 5.
That's 2. Wow. That was a strong set of rolls. That's 2 8s. That's a natural 20 and 2 8s.
Holy crap! That's a 21 damage. Holy crap! Okay.
Well,
Right
there
off
you
the
go.
bat, first slash, you slash into him, and your sword kind of gets your sword starts to get stuck in his. Where are you slashing him? Because your face is kind of stuck to his fist. Where are you slashing?
I'm guessing. What am I stuck? I'm stuck to his fist, so I guess I'm kind of around his I'm sort of swinging from his side area. So I guess what I'm just doing is just sticking it out in the air in front of me and letting him do the work.
Okay.
So I just hold it in front of me, and when he goes to pump as he runs, it just drags across his middle portion.
I'm going to say you fully cut through his arm. As it swings up and you sort of bring it down, it just you sickle off his entire arm. You can see as it
Amazing.
cuts, it looks like the skin is stretching. Like there are strands of skin that are stretched out as if silly putty when you're pulling that apart, and it's and you just managed to sever the strands, but it's as you're cutting, the arm stretches down, and then as it's almost nearing the ground, you cut through, severing the rest of it. And so there's all this excess arm, skin, and flesh hanging off of him. You cut off his right arm. So that, and you have a weird sticky arm sort of hanging from your face. That's your first attack. What would you like to do next?
Okay. I mean, I can go for another attack, I suppose.
Yeah.
Why not?
I could try I'll try for a leg.
Okay.
Ooh.
But I mean, I want to say with the sort of fists on my face, it's have you spoken to a medical expert about this? Seems prudent to do so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to take another slash. I'll make another.
Oh, holy crap, dude. Wait.
Oh,
Bro, this opponent offended you. I'm wrong. It's not 2d8, it's 2d12s.
Oh, yes.
Roll 2d12s. I'm wrong. He offended you. Please, if you get above a 21, let me know. If you do not, then it's, we'll just use the 21.
That's a 12 and an 8, so I think...
Is a 20 plus 5 becomes a 25.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my, that arm is all the way off.
Yeah, very off.
Beautiful.
Let's make that next attack.
I'll make another attack, yeah. I swear to God, you guys.
Did you just crit again?
Another?
I'm showing it now. Where is it? There it is.
What?
Ah.
Do you
My
see
man
it?
just crit back to back? Oh my god!
It's a double 20.
Oh my god!
Double crit.
Oh,
Roll me another 2d12.
Fantastic.
Plus 5.
I can't
Goodness
believe
me.
it.
Your combat
Oh my
rolls
God,
so far
uh,
have been insane.
My combat rolls are insane. I mean,
This is a
can't make
dangerous
potion
man.
to save my life.
You've attacked
Or any kind of
4
other
times,
check,
and
but-
3 of them have been crits. I just want to point that out so far. In this campaign, you've attacked 4 times, and 3 of them were crits.
Oh my goodness.
Woo.
And that's an 11 and a 5 on the.
Okay, 16
on
becomes a
the
21.
12,
You know what? You absolutely take that leg. Once again, the same thing happens as you're like
I'll take the
shearing
leg.
through it. It stretches,
Take a leg, please.
starts to like almost. You're having to like twist your sword to get through it, and you manage to finally extract it. You have like his leg sort of hanging from your blade. He lets out like a stole my yams, pointing again. He's very hurt.
Your leg is off, and you're still talking about the yams.
He is very
Really need
hurt.
to prioritize.
You already used your bonus action, so
Is he still hopping along? Is he
yeah,
pursuing?
he's still doggedly hopping along
Is he moving?
with the one hand and
Is he
still
gonna
trying to
slow
tug
down a little
Juji,
bit?
still like awkwardly jerking Juji in that
Sorry.
direction. Juji, it's your turn.
Great. Juji is going to try and weigh this guy down as much as possible. She has no idea what's going on here.
Oh,
She's going to wild shape into an ape.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, did you get both of your wild shapes back after you short rested?
A short rest.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Turn into a big. It's like a big ape.
I mean, she can't do a giant ape, but
Like
like,
a gorilla,
as big as possible.
Basically.
A gorilla would be
Or like
great,
we'll say
like
we'll
has
say a
half
full-grown
CR.
chimp, because gorillas I feel like should count as
Cool.
large. Full-grown chimp though, I
Mhm.
mean a full-grown chimp is still like 150, 200 pounds, which is more than Juji weighs.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, they're stronger than Juji, so that's all I need,
absolutely.
really.
So your action, you transform into an ape, or you transform into a chimp, still stuck to this guy.
Yep.
That's your action. Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to do?
Do I have any bonus sections? No, I don't think so. That was her big thing, really. She tries to pull away using her movement. That's probably not. No. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
both
it.
of.
That's it.
I will
Jeremy.
say, because he kind of already has you grappled, but because you're now technically a size bigger than him, he can't move. So his speed is 0 and your speed
Okay.
is 0. And actually, Aboade got a 7, Juji got a 6, he got a 5. He is going to he's going to take a swing at, let me see here. What is he going to do? In fact, what he's going to do is, Juji, you're like attached to him right now. He is going to look down at you and say, "You're all in league," and try and stab down with one of his horns, or more of like, "You're all in league," and try to stab down with one of his horns. Let's see if he hits you. That's a natural 2. He misses. He misses you, I believe, because I don't think he has advantage on this. Nope. He stabs down at you and misses. That is the end of his turn. Aboade, this dude is on his last legs. Well, his last leg, literally. It's not going to take a lot to put him down. You and Yim can absolutely do it if you want to. He does not, I will say this, he does not seem like he's rational. It doesn't seem like he's even all there. He's like very single-mindedly.
So this is not somebody who... Okay, so this doesn't seem like somebody who is going to be reasoned with if we sort of grapple him and attempt to make any kind of discussion.
No, it's like all he talks about is yams and thieves. Like, it's as if he has a one-track mind, and you can see, like, normal human bodies do not respond this way. He's not bleeding. He just stretches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll maybe just take this guy out. I think I'll attack with my I'll attack with the fetish charm again. Maybe see if I can get another leg.
Let's see. Do we have a third straight crit?
Come on,
Third
come
straight
on.
crit.
Okay. Well, the fun times had to end sometime.
Oh.
That's a 10.
Oh, 10 does not do it. You
That's a
swing, and he sort of jumps out of the way, so you swing where his leg used to be.
Hops over.
Yeah.
I think I get another. I get.
You have 2 attacks, yeah. And if you bonus action, you can tell Yeem to do something.
Nice.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to rely on Yeem because that's a 13.
The 13 does hit.
It's probably.
Hey!
it does.
He is unarmed.
Marvelous. Okay, great. Marvelous. Okay, in that case, I shall. D12. That's a. I think that's an 8 total.
An 8 total. Okay. He is super duper hurt by that. Let's see here. He looks like you, I will say you slash deeply, and you see like you manage to like pull through, and even his clothes seem as adhesive. And like as you pull through and drag your sword along his chest, it's like it's sort of like in painting when somebody like drizzles paint and then while it's still wet will slide something through the paint, so all the paint gets like pulled down in a direction.
It's all made of the same.
Yeah, it looks like the slash mark
same stuff.
because is like almost like you've dragged down the colors of his chest, as if like all of his flesh and clothes have just been pulled in that direction. He is so close to being out of it. Would you like Yeem to finish this?
Yeah, so, Yeem, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure! Yeem jumps forward.
I've rolled a 12 plus 2. Yeah, so I'm going for a force-empowered rend.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm guessing if the last one hit, then that one would have hit.
It definitely does.
14. Okay.
Yeah,
So he like, so the way he attacks, he kind of like, in mid-bound, the springs and coils kind of contract, like abnormally compacted, and then kind of use the potential energy gathered from that to sort of choing out, and he sort of like boings into the back of this Swala guy.
And that's going to be 1d8 plus 3 force damage.
Okay.
Because it's your yeah, that's because it's not correct for you. I think you're using like a regular stat block.
Okay.
You want the one from the actual character sheet. Basically, he gets your spell attack modifier to hit, so he actually gets like a +9 to hit.
Nice.
I think. Oh no, he gets your spell attack modifier.
Okay.
He gets a +5 to hit. He gets a +5 to hit, and then he does 1d8 plus proficiency bonus damage. So he does 1d8 plus 3 in this case.
Okay, so that's a 6. That's a 6 damage. So he slams into the
describe
back
for
of
me
his guy,
how Yeem eviscerates what is left of this strange Swala man.
Okay, so I guess with the nature of things, he kind of like his sort of springs smash into this guy, and the guy just seems to like liquefy around. The springs start to go completely through it, like sort of explode outwards. All of the coils and springs, and sort of a splattering of this guy's sort of body go all over the place. And then in the midst of it is Yeem standing there, looking a little bit like, you know, when you like if you're baking and you're like whisking up some like cream or something, or some eggs or whatever, and then you pull it out and it's just kind of dripping with stuff. That's basically Yeem's entire body is just kind of dripping with like bits of this guy, like a sort of whisk.
Yeah, there are strands of this dude all over the place, just kind of sticking annoyingly to things. None of it's wet, thankfully, but it's all just very sticky and there. You have successfully defeated this guy, but unfortunately, Reth is nowhere to be seen. We will actually jump to Reth now. Reth, you have just been running, right?
Yeah, and the sort of familiarity of the city landscape suddenly as well means, you know, I almost feel like I know where I'm going and dodging in and out of places, despite the disadvantage from when he kind of sort of appeared. Did the repeated phrase stop? Can I still hear him?
You can't hear I think you keep hearing him echoing until he is destroyed. Once he is destroyed, you instead like that sound goes away, and instead you hear just like heavy breathing, labored breathing, and you hear, "I'm sorry. I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you as soon as I can. Please, no more." And you see, like, as you're jogging by, as you're running by this alley, stumbling out of the alley is that same much thinner Eland blessing Swala, stumbling towards you, face beaten to a pulp. Says, "Please stop. I promise. Please tell her I'll get it. I'll get it tomorrow. Please." Tears running down his cheeks as he sort of is stumbling after you.
I'm running away from them now as well. Just absolutely legging it. And desperate and trying to dodge and yeah.
Reth, I think you, because you are so familiar with this city, you immediately get a sense of like where you for the first time, I think, since you've been in Wagadu, to this level, you get a sense of like, I know this place. I can go anywhere I want in this place. I can pick any location. I could even go home if I wanted to. Reth, where would you like to go?
Oh, damn. Oh, man. I just want to get away. I just need to be away. I need to stop myself hearing things. Is there a river in this city?
There is not a river in the city. There's a river near the city. You could like leave the city, but you would have to like run all the way out. Within the city itself, there's home. There is, I think you recognize a place of, I think you recognize it as a place of safety. There's a, not just home, but another location that you recognize as a place of safety. I think there's a place of responsibility that you feel. There's also a place of pain that you feel. Where would you like to run to? Home, safety, responsibility, home. Or pain?
Am I going to go home? No, I'm going to go to the safe place. Safe. I need to be safe. I need to get away.
All right. Reth, you take off running. You can still hear the sobs and labored breathing and occasional coughing of that man in your ears. That much smaller, at least much smaller than the big guy, Swala man. As you're running, roll me a history check.
Gosh.
You have disadvantage on this.
Oh my gosh. Not very much. 3.
As you're running, I think you don't recall any specifics, but you know deep down, not only do you know these people, you know their names. You just can't remember what they are, but you know their names, they know you. And this city, I think, is so much more familiar. You continue running towards the safe place. I think we will jump back to the other pair, who are currently a chimpanzee and Aboade, covered in strands of sticky man. Reth is gone. What would the pair of you like to do as you're standing here?
Juji, looking like the ape, just kind of looks like really, really peeved. Like really, like stony faced, and then the ape shifts back into Juji, like still stony faced, with like peeling bits of the stringy stuff out of her mouth. I what?
Yim, did you have to make such a mess when you did that? I'm sure
I wanted to be as thorough as possible.
Completely.
It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting me out of that, Yim. And you, Aboade, wish I could have been. It's funny. Before I met you, I swear. Okay, not coming off. This is not important. But I've done quite well in fights beforehand. But I feel like all you've seen is just me, either going unconscious or being stuck to a man's arm. And but it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's try and find Reth, shall we? Reth.
I wish I could understand the words that you're saying, but all I hear is the screechings of a chimpanzee.
Oh no,
I hope
she's
that's
back
all
in. She's
right.
back in
turned
human
back.
form.
She turned back.
She's back in human form.
Oh right, I didn't hear that bit.
No, she's just
Okay, great.
screaming.
Oh, you turned back. Oh, good. I was just thinking all I was like hearing is this. Jim.
No, she's back as a human now. You should be able
That's
to
like,
understand her.
Oh, that's all in my head
that's
then.
offensive.
Oh,
but
I
all
really
right.
think I think I got knocked a
I'm
little harder
aware
by
that I
that
have
punch
quite
than I
a
thought I did.
high- I have quite a high voice, and I understand that. It's not my fault, okay?
It was quite
Uncanny.
impressive seeing you
Sounds
latch on
just
to
like a chimp.
to the arm like that. That was a very brave action indeed. I'm
okay, I just
confused though.
didn't
Do you
think
have
that
any idea? Have you ever seen a
real.
forest turn into a city before? Is that a regular occurrence
No.
in this area?
No, not for me, no.
First time for me. I'm gonna.
As
Can I go
you
and-
are,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to go up to one of the buildings and just tentatively touch it with a finger to see if it's also sticky, like the guy.
No,
Is
don't get
everything,
stuck.
is everything sticky,
Get
or is
stuck.
just the
No,
guy
not a
sticky?
Not a sticky
Uh,
building.
you
Are we in a
touch the
sticky
building.
world, or is it just the guy that's sticky?
You touch the building, and thankfully, you are not in a sticky world. It feels like stone. In fact,
So it's real.
this is again in a style that I don't think that you are immediately familiar with. You can roll me like a quick history check or insight check, or to try and find, or investigation perhaps, to try and see like what's up with this particular style, how this seems to have been made.
Okay, so both the history or an investigation check, they would both be a 24.
Ooh, so tasty.
Yeah, my best stats.
With your investigation, you can see these buildings appear to be composed of stone blocks. But interestingly enough, there is no kind of paste or adhesive holding the blocks together. It appears that they were carved so expertly that they were essentially like set on top of each other and slotted together without any need for something to hold them in place. Whatever culture like created these knows what's up. Like this is an architectural style that you aren't familiar with, and you do not get a sense of deja vu looking at this.
Oh, this is most impressive. It seems as though this place that we find ourselves in seems to have quite a connection with your friend. Perhaps I should help you look for them. They went
I believe
that way?
either is acceptable.
Yes, please do. That would be wonderful. She's still screaming.
Are the pair of you setting off to look for Reth?
I think.
Yeah, Juji will be. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'll take
roll
off
me-
after Juji as well.
Okay, roll me a survival check to see how well you are able to track Juji in this extremely unfamiliar environment. You saw which way she headed, but you lost sight of her, so you don't know exactly where they went.
That's a 12 for Aboade.
I have a +7 to survival.
Come on, Juji. Surely this is the time.
Come on, Juji.
when you roll
And
well.
I also got a 12.
Oh my goodness. The
So you
pair
got a
of
19.
you...
No,
you
I got a
12
5. I
with a
rolled a
+7.
5. And I got a 12. Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
it was
yeah.
bad.
The pair of you...
I got everyone's hopes up.
Yeah.
The pair of you are utterly unable to find where, like, as you're walking, you get to where you lost sight of Reth, and like as you stand there, you look out, and interestingly enough, the city's landscape, you're not sure if the designer changed or what, but as you're standing here, the city's landscape starts to take on a slightly more ornate, to borrow the term, style. You can almost see, like, in the bright sun, sort of like glintings, like glinting off of some of the buildings, whereas like stone doesn't normally glint like this. Like this kind of stone, it's not polished, but you can see like glints, and the style looks like it's becoming slightly different. It's like slightly changing. As you continue walking, the style continues to change more and more intensely until after a few minutes of wandering, we'll say after about 15 minutes, more than a few, after 15 minutes of wandering, you see that this place is entirely a different style of architecture. Even the buildings are shaped differently. This place, the stone has grown darker, and there are now huge pieces of metal in some buildings that are primarily made of metal like inlaid in with the stones. You see there's a lot of metal roofs that sometimes get reflective when they catch the sun in certain ways. And also the climate appears to have gotten a little bit less hot, a little bit less dry. But I think immediately as you're looking, the more you walk around here, Aboade, the stronger the sense of deja vu becomes. And the stronger a sense of familiarity becomes. And you're looking at what appears to be a great city in just a different architectural style with a different layout. Even the ground has what look like designs, like beautiful, like gold, silver, and bronze designs etched into the stone of the ground. Some of these roads appear to have been paved. This is like a completely different environment, and the singing only grows louder for you, Aboade.
Oh dear. Oh, it's happening again.
What's happening again?
When I look down, am I still in my clothes, or am I in? Am I seeing robes?
I think
again?
as you glance down, you have a flash of robes for a moment, and then it's like like it's startling, and you just kind of shake your head, and then it's like, oh wait, no, it's your clothes again. But at the same time, you get this sense of like this is why do I know this place?
Okay, I'm going to turn to Juji and say, I must apologize in advance. Based on previous happenings and my current experience, I may start to suddenly run away for no particular reason, chased by somebody who says I'm stealing something.
Wait, no.
Yes.
But what if you didn't run away? Please don't run away. No.
Juji,
Why?
you also start
try
to hear
resist
singing.
the urge.
Juji, you also start to hear singing echoing from deeper into the city. And the singing sounds as celebratory. Many voices raised up in a chorus.
Okay, do I get I'm trying to figure out if Reth would have come this way, or would it have made sense for Reth to have been like, oh, this way doesn't sound like the bad stuff that I was hearing. Maybe I'll go this way, but no, there's no way to tell that. She is going to be like, I don't look. I can hear something in the distance. It sounds like somebody's having a party or something. I'm not going to be able to hear Reth. If
you hear the singing, so you hear it too. It's not just in my head anymore.
Anymore? No. No, I can hear the singing. Yes, I can hear
relief.
Yes.
Perhaps we should investigate the singing, having no other leads.
I suppose so. I don't really have anything better to offer. So yes,
perhaps Reth would have attempted to lose their trail in a crowd. Perhaps.
Maybe.
That's the best I can come up with.
I've got nothing.
Very well.
Yep, let's
Nonetheless, it might be nice to have a party. I am feeling quite shaken, and a nice knees up might improve both of our moods.
You see that Yim jumps up and starts massaging your shoulders with his paws, saying, There. I believe all shall be well. We are about to go to a party! And all of the, some of the slinky bands fly off and start waving in a celebratory manner. Flinging shreds of big man just in the air. As you head towards, you walk down this street, the singing is getting louder and louder. You it looks like you're approaching from your street. Your street appears to actually be a side street that dead ends onto a big main street type situation. And as you're walking, you can see also on a lot of these buildings are beautiful. There are these beautiful statuesque like faces and like figures, all in like a variety of like they appear to be in celebration or honor of various beings, possibly deities, possibly heroes. And as you like approach this big main street, the singing is growing louder and louder. You step onto the main street, or at least step to it, and see lining the streets to the left, where the singing is coming from, you see what appear to be hundreds of, well, to borrow the term, synthetic beings, all made of what look like metal, a mixture of like stone and metal. Many of them appear humanoid. Some of them appear like various animals. There's probably like some that look more like apes, like gorillas and chimps. There might even be like an elephant or two in there, giraffes, like a whole array. All of them look very like steadfast, and their mouths are open, and they're just emitting this beautiful song. And to your right, heading towards you, is a large procession. And you see this procession appears to be of a number of warriors, the majority of them Ironmasters. They appear to be like decked out in some serious war gear. You see these folks are armed to the teeth. Again, you got to wear shades in the city with how much metal is glinting in the sun. It is intense.
It's a lot.
Honestly, the temperature of the city is raised several degrees by the amount of metal just reflecting light into people. But it looks, you see also among this, in this procession, are apparently a number of people in chains, in metallic chains, and also flanking the armed warriors are more of these synthetic beings that are like walking along towards you. And back towards the left, actually at the end of the line, at the end of I guess the lines of synthetic beings that are singing, at the end of the singers, you see like a large palace-like structure that is the most brilliant thing that I think either of you have ever seen in your lives. This is unreal, the architecture, and the way you could swear parts of this are made out of huge chunks of solid metal that have just been expertly shaped into like spires, into a dome. You see like there are statues and various figures like extending from this palace, and you see what looks like a very ornately dressed monarch figure, a man. Let me just make sure that I'm correct about that. Yes, a man who is standing there, imperious, about as ornate as the building behind him. And you see like there are a number of attendants surrounding this person, but there is conspicuously perhaps a gap on his right side. There is no one standing to his right. What do you do?
Aboade.
Yes.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. So, Reth was being chased by the yam pursuer. You know, if they're going to call them a yam thief, then I think yam hoarder. Yeah, the yam hoarder was chasing after.
Possessor of illicit
chasing after
yams.
Reth. Yes, the yam man. Yes, the yam man was chasing after them. That's something, presumably from their past. Does this ring a bell with you?
As you like turn and are saying this to him, you see that he is now dressed in ornate robes.
Okay. All right. Score one for Juji.
He also has a monocle, just like all over one eye. This brilliant bronze monocle.
looks pretty good. You pulled that off. It's good.
Oh, it's quite strange. I appear to have some double vision there. Oh, right. Yes, this does seem awfully familiar. Is that procession going to chase me? Is that how this works? Do I like so I'm getting sort of vague. Is there anything like specific that I can sort of remember and tie to my present that I can like see and feel?
I will say roll a history check, and I will say flat. I'll say it's a flat history check because Yeem is massaging your temples.
That is 10 plus 8, so it's an 18.
18. You looking around, you look up, you see that person on the stage. You recognize that monarchical figure. That is Dogbe. You don't know where you know the name Dogbe. But I think with an 18, you also get a sense that, like, you see, I think you even lock eyes with him, and there's, like, a little bit of, like, his eyes glance to, like, his right, kind of like, and his head sort of, like, inclined slightly as if to be like, why aren't you up here? You are so nicely dressed, even compared to the other, like, aides people up there, like the people that are aides to the king. The implication seems to be that you should be standing at his right side.
Ah. Well, I'm going to turn to Juji and be like, what do you think? Should I get up there, or should we go elsewhere? I am not convinced at the reality of this place. It has changed so very much since we arrived.
I don't think it's real. And I think if we don't play into it, then hopefully it will stop. It will stop. So I think...
Juji, you feel a cold wind on your neck as you say this, and just hear it just from behind you.
Are you quite all right? You look cold.
Oh. She considers looking over her shoulder, but then stops herself and is like, I guess we're gonna go forward.
Can Aboade see anything behind Juji then?
Yeah, you turn around and behind you, behind you, as like the street sort of narrows the farther it gets away, it looks like you notice like branches or like trees off in the distance where you don't recall there having been trees when you walked down this road, just like off silhouetted in the distance.
Do you see that?
Oh God!
I think we have a way out.
I see what? What?
I point to the
staring.
I point over to the trees in the distance.
Right. Well, I encourage you to take a look. I'll be heading this way, and then she just walks towards Aboade stuff and does not look back at what Aboade was showing.
Aboade, I think as you're looking, you feel like a cold wind blow from that direction, like, and you start to see like it looks like the trees and the wood area of this is ever so slowly growing closer and closer, moving towards you, and you now see Juji like moving onwards. Seemingly, I don't. Did Juji even look behind her when Aboade was pointing? Yeah, she ignored. She no-sold all of your points and just walked ahead.
I appear to be caught between a rock and a hard place in this particular situation. I have trees to the left of me and soldiers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with Yeem.
Stuck in the middle with and Yeem, as you say that, harmonizes, just stuck in the middle with Yeem.
You never fail to lighten my spirits, Yeem. I remember why I keep you around. I don't suppose you have any bright ideas? these people remind me.
Honestly, I don't know why I came here tonight, but I've got the feeling that something ain't right. Should we follow our new friend, or in case? Well, I don't have a chair, but yes,
we have. I think we have developed something akin to a debt of allegiance, and I must say, I don't think much of that cold wind. And these people seem to be quite friendly towards me, so maybe they could help.
Yes,
I'm
I think that's sound.
Go the opposite direction and see what happens.
All right. As you're walking, Yim is like, yes,
touching everything that moves to see if it's gooey.
As you do, immediately stick. The first thing you touch, you stick to. Yim had just been saying, yes, that cold wind. I don't think that I can take any more. Oh, you're stuck again. We're going to cut back to Reth, who is just running through. I think you feel like a weird climate change kind of behind you, but you may not even notice it. You may not register it. I think the level of distress that Reth seems to be under, it may not even register. You are running through this city like expertly. You know every nook and cranny. I think it like registers that normally the city would be slightly more full, although as you're running you catch glimpses of other people, including people we have not seen. One that particularly stands out is this woman with sort of not Cape Buffalo horns, more like cow horns, leaning, surrounded by other shadowy figures, smiling at you as you run by. And she says, "Remember, you're mine." As you run by,
what?
What?
I assume that you do not stop for any of these figures. Is that a correct statement?
No, running, so much running. Oh God,
Okay.
the running.
You arrive at near, actually, not probably one thing that you run past is like one building that you get like this flash of deja vu and get like a sense of sweat from, but you know that the place you're running to is beyond it, and you run for about a half mile beyond that, and you can see that sort of in like, it looks like it's in the basement of a larger building, as if they had like dug into the ground of this larger stone building, is a wooden door. And as you see that wooden door, you know that safety lies beyond it.
I will rush to it, and then I think slightly instinctively make sure that no one is immediately following me or behind me before trying to open it.
As you turn around, you can hear the voices of the people that you've been seeing. You hear that say, I promise, I'll get it to you tomorrow. You hear, stop, thief, give me my yams. You hear, you're mine until I say you're no longer mine. All getting closer to you.
I'm going in the door and slamming it behind me and leaning against it. If it will open. Will it open? Oh God,
you
please
open the door. It swings open. You step inside. You close it. You are looking at a room that has all sorts of trinkets and items in it. Not on the ground, not on any tables or anything like that, but on the walls. You see a set of, I think what you instinctively recognize are some kind of like honorific items, like similar to what you like a medal that someone might win, except these take the form of various like charms and in some cases like create like carved trinkets and you get the occasional like woven thing. You see like a mask, a number of like wooden masks and different things like that, and as well as some you see what look like specific clothes, like a skirt that is woven of various grasses, leaves, and branches, but looks very specifically woven together. Also looks rather old. You can roll an insight check or a history check to see if you recognize any of these things, or recognize what they might be.
I think that's just a 14. Yes.
With a 14, I think that's enough for you to recognize that these are the awards and prizes given to a fighter. Someone who fights publicly, essentially for entertainment. Kind of like a boxer or a wrestler. And I think as you think wrestler, yes, wrestler. These belong to a wrestler. And as you look around the room, you hear, "So, you came back." And seated on a bed, the bed is, I will say, aside from the walls, this room is Spartan. And there is a bed that is essentially just a mattress on the ground. And you see, sort of sitting up from this bed, a very sickly old Swala woman with similar cow horns to the other woman you saw, except she does not look like that woman. This is clearly a different person. Much older, and with the way that her hands are shaking, and as she leans up, she lets out a little bit of a... you get the sense she's not necessarily well. And she says, "I was wondering if I'd see you again."
Is there something I can do to sort of help her? Like, is she trying to sit up, or is there like a drink or something for her?
Yes, she is struggling to sit up, and you do see a jug of liquid just like in the corner of the room, not within immediate reach of the bed. She is kind of struggling to sit up, though.
I think Reth is going to sort of autopilot go and help lift her, and then go towards the jug, go and fetch.
As you touch her and start to pull and like help her to sit up, you feel she's so light. You feel also, I think, touching her, you feel like these incredibly thick, knotted is the wrong word, thick, wiry muscles. This is like, she is like, you get the sense if she was not quite so sickly right now, she'd be old man ripped. And she still has not lost some of that, like, those muscles that have developed from years of use. You help her sit up. She's ever so light, which I think you immediately register as being unusual. She used to be much heavier than this. And you help her to sit up. She gives like a cough as you're helping her. And looks up at you as you turn to go get the water, and you find that you are stuck physically to her. Your hands are stuck. One is stuck to her back. The other is stuck to her. I'll say you took her hand. Would you say if you would have taken her hand?
Yeah.
Her right hand. One is stuck to her right hand. Your left hand is stuck to her back.
I kind of like start and look at that sort of connection. I presume it's that kind of like sticky.
Yes. I don't think you've seen any of the stickiness up until now.
Yeah.
But it almost like, as you're sort of like if you like move your hand, you can see it's almost like her skin is adhered to you. And as you like pull away, you can see like little strands of stretches on her skin as she like pulls a little bit away from you. Or as you pull a little bit away from her. And she looks at you and she says, "Well, what have you got to say for yourself?"
Juji says this might not be real. None of it might not be real. This isn't now. I don't know what this is.
"What, is Juji one of your new friends?" And she spits the word out. And sort of like her face sort of hardens as she looks at you.
Yes, I have friends like Juji, who I've met.
Don't come talking to me about those friends. Not what you could have had. And she stops. She says, "You could have had so much. You didn't need to do this. I told you."
You're a wrestler. You fight.
Wrestler? Of course I'm a bleeding wrestler. I haven't been a wrestler for years.
And
You used to be a wrestler.
I used to be a wrestler. That's why I'm good at fighting.
What are you repeating everything I say? course.
I'm sorry. Of course. Of course. Of course. And then I stopped being a wrestler.
Well, I suppose that remains to be seen. Depends on whether your new friends allow it. And she begins. Her face is growing harder and harder as she says this.
I was considering just like looking down at my stuck hands again. Did you know, for very strong people, you can swing a hammer, apparently, and make things. That could be nice. That would be useful. Swinging a hammer, don't you think?
Make things? What? You're not a builder. You're a fighter, girl. She leans in and she says, "You look at me. I took you when you were nothing, and I taught you how to be something, and now you decide to throw it back in my face." And you see, like, in her deep set eyes under her heavy brow, her eyes look like they're starting to swim a little bit, with tears. And she says, "I have never been so disappointed in my life, seen such potential wasted. And on what?" And she starts to cough.
I try and move my hands again.
Still very stuck.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've done terrible things. I'll fix it. I'll change. Can I change?
She looks up at your face and she says, "Everyone can change. It's just a question of whether you change for the better." And then she looks you up and down and says, "Or the worst." And at this point you start to hear sounds of people hitting the door on the other side, and you start to hear those voices again. "Thief! Thief! You belong to me. Please, I promise. There seem to be actually a number of voices out there that are begging for mercy. You also hear voices starting to cheer. You hear voices saying, quick, this way. Get this way. Hide. Come on." It's a cacophony of voices. And she looks you up and down again and then stares directly into your eyes very intensely, as her eyes are swimming with more and more tears. You can see it's almost like by force of will she's keeping them from falling out. And she says, "Well, what's it gonna be, Reth? You're gonna change for the better, or
yes,
the worse?
Just tell me what to do. Please tell me. I'll be right. I'll change for the better. I can do that. Just tell me who to be, please."
She says, "I can't tell you who to be. Only you can make that choice."
I need to know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I've done things.
She shakes her head sadly and she says, "We've all done things. Doesn't mean you have to keep doing them." And she looks behind you and she says, "Well, I suppose that depends on the kinds of things you've done. Just be careful you don't do things that you can't come back from." And as she looks at you again and she raises her other hand to sort of wrap and puts it onto the back of your neck as if in a clinch, and presses your forehead against hers, and she says, "I always believed in you. I was the only one who did. Don't make that in vain. Don't let me waste that belief. It's all I have, and it's all you've got." And as she says this, you see her start to sort of fall away from you. And we will cut back to the other pair. So Juji, you had just started walking in, I suppose. Were you walking up towards the monarchical figure, or were you walking towards the procession approaching you?
I think Juji is walking up to the monarch. Yep.
Okay. As you're walking, you probably would hear the commotion of Aboade having gotten stuck to another one of these people. Aboade, you can roll to try and extract yourself if you want.
Yes, please.
Roll either athletics or acrobatics. And I will say that Yeem like grabs onto you and says, "No time to get stuck in the middle with them. Come, you're with me."
Gosh darn it.
That's a 22 to get free
Oh,
with acrobatics.
Wow.
Tear yourself free. There are strands still sort of hanging of like metal,
it's all
like
sticky.
metal threads. You are free though.
Okay.
And the singing is continuing. You now see that some of the creatures have started to kind of like side eye you as if they're a little confused as to why you're like coming up and touching them. And I think if you glance back up, you see the king is once again. Dogbay is like, like, why are you not like giving you the look of like, what are you doing?
So, okay, so I'm guessing like. I'm gathering that the space next to him is where he's sort of gesturing for me to go. I'm gonna sort of slowly approach, and like, are there steps up? Do I need to be cautious of steps and things like that?
The steps are not moving.
Trying not to touch anything, but looking kind of a bit weird in the context of this procession of like. Yeah, just trying to sort of testing every step that I take and like trying to avoid touching anyone as I sort of clamber up to this sort of position.
Yeem kind of throws out like I'm beginning to feel a bit underdressed as you're climbing up. Juji, I think at this point you would have seen Aboade like extract himself and approach. Are you planning on joining him or like what's your plan?
Oh,
as he's climbing towards the king.
I think Juji's had enough. I think she's. I think Juji's just gonna like run up the steps towards the king, just like full sprint, running up towards the king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you're like slowly stepping up, and then you just hear as she just like pelts past you.
Oh, I see. That's awfully enthusiastic of you. I do have a few questions, but if you could... Okay, you've gone. All right, then.
Juji, you see that no one seems to be taking notice of you. They are all either looking at the king or looking at Aboade as he ascends the steps.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. I want Aboade to find out more information about this stuff, but Juji is also really concerned about finding Reth and she's like, this is all fake and I need to destroy it. So in that vein, I think she's going to try and tackle the king or the monarch.
Okay.
She's gonna try and tackle him.
Make me an attack roll.
Oh god, boy. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, +0 because I have no strength. Actually, probably -1, so 11. 11.
Okay, you 11? Jump and then just stick to the king. Just sort of like. Juji's just sticking off of this. The king's pretty tall. He's a pretty tall dude. Mm-hmm. Aboade, you see this? The king seems to be taking very little notice. Like there's a moment where he kind of and then turns back to you and looks again at his side as Juji's just sort of hanging off.
Aboade!
Yes.
Aboade!
Well done, Juji. That's the spirit. Anyway.
No, wait! I was trying to destroy the establishment. No, I mean destroy the vision. I'm trying to. Oh whatever. I'll just hang here. It's fine. Carry on.
Yes, you chill for a second.
All right.
Hello.
Dog Bay.
This is Dark Bay, is it? Yeah. Oh, Dark Bay. That is. I am. I'm sorry that I did not take my position as was the plan. Yes.
Yes, you are late.
Oh, I am
You are
very
rather
sorry. My
late.
timekeeping.
Yes, your timekeeping.
Yes, and of course.
That's
I
my
was here
absent-minded
because
professor. He sort of claps you on the shoulder
Professor. Yes.
and
How?
sort of
Yes.
motions to
I
his
am
side.
Oh, is he stuck to me? Please tell me he's not stuck to me.
Yeah, he sort of, and then we'll say that he extracts himself from you,
Okay.
and then motions to his side.
Yes, you're professor of
It's just a nickname, of course. You're my chief
yes,
engineer.
Of course it is a fun nickname between between a king monarch thing and his trusty chief engineer. Engineer, yes, I engineer the
My friend, you are responsible for everything we see. He says your
Yes, of
your
course,
innovations
everything
have
that you see- Wait, what?
revolutionized.
Everything you see. That
Your
was all me?
your innovations have absolutely revolutionized our society.
Oh.
And he
well,
motions,
that's,
and I think as he like motions out, you get the sense essentially he means. Oh, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
Were you gonna
no,
say
I'm just sort
something?
of looking at like people in chains and things like that, and it's nice just consider.
Yeah, roll me an insight check essentially to see what he's talking about. You do have disadvantage on this, but I will say that again.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yim
I
tries
don't
to.
think I'll get anything.
Yim will try
I'll
to
see if
give
it's
you the
any
help
lower,
action
but
once
it's-
again, by sort of sizing the king up and like looking around as well.
What? So that was a flat roll.
Yeah.
Okay, well it was a 4 anyway. My first roll was a 4, so 4 plus what was it?
Insight. So it's a
what was
plus
the check?
0.
Insight. Oh yeah, so that's a plus. I don't think I have any pluses to insight. Yep, I do not. So that is that's a 4. That's a flat 4.
Yeah. So you sort of look out and are kind of like, huh, okay. You're not sure exactly what if he's referring to literally everything or if he was referring to some of it or what. But I think you do get a profound sense once again, that same sense of like deja vu. Like, dang, a lot of this sure does look familiar. As you're like looking out at all these beautiful buildings and this incredible sight of this large army that appears to be in some kind of a victory procession.
Oh, and here we are on the day of our celebration
Of our greatest victory!
against the greatest victory against the scourge of the particular people at which
Look
we
at
are enemies.
he looks at you and just smiles and says,
Yes.
look at them, you can see, and motions, and you see that there are all of these, the people who are in chains appear to primarily be Daima, which I don't think we've seen a Daima yet. Daima are moth people, essentially moth wings, little moth antennae. They don't like the sun. It appears that your people conquered their people. The king also is looking at you kind of strangely and says, my good man, are you quite sure you're all right? You seem more
I am
disoriented than
fine.
usual.
Well, you know me. Always a little bit scatterbrained. Yes, very focused on the technological side of things. So yes, we're going to celebrate by adopting these lovely people into our society and setting them free. Yes, we're going to throw them a banquet. Yes.
No. These are our prisoners. They will serve in our city and our people. We have enriched ourselves, and you have greatly enriched us with your innovations.
Yes. innovation.
Are you sure you're quite well? You're looking a little bit green around the gills, which is difficult because we are all black.
I do feel a little bit unwell, actually. I might have to go and lie down for a minute.
He puts his hand on your chest.
How did this happen?
He puts his hand on your chest and he says, "My dear good man, I think you'll just have to grin and bear it. After all, you did this. We can't have our victory celebration without our chief engineer, our royal engineer." Claps you on the back with the other hand, both of them now sticking to you, and he says, "You need to celebrate your victory as much as mine." And like leans in very closely and says, "Remember, this was your idea. All of these were your idea." As he like steers you to look at all of these automatons, all of these buildings, all like this whole design, and turns you back. As this is happening, Juji, I imagine like you jumped and like one eye is just kind of stuck, like looking out.
Yeah.
You see more and more of that forest beginning to encroach. As more and more of the landscape, like down, like approaching you, starts to disappear, and more and more of it starts to look not just like a forest, even, but like it's all connected as part of one network of like branches, almost as if it's all part of one gigantic tree.
Aboade, I know you might be coming to terms with some interesting stuff about your past, which I think maybe we're going to need to have to talk about before we move forward as friends. However, I would love it if we could you peel me off of this man? Please peel me off. Aboade, can you peel me off, please?
Aboade is just like sort of looking. Aboade is just sort of looking, like, out at this sort of like huge city and this massive army of automatons, and just sort of is aghast, not really taking in what's being said to him.
Yim is, I think, this is the first time that Yim has seemed genuinely alarmed, and is going to lean into Aboade and say,
he lets off an actual alarm.
Yeah, a little. He leans in and says, "I think it might be best if we move on. The vibe here is harshing my mellow."
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to the king of goo, and say, "I'm so terribly sorry, but I must go potty right now. Please, excuse me." And I'm gonna just like fucking peg it like away from this whole scenario and just get the hell out of there.
Are you stuck?
Roll an athletics or acrobatics check to try and extricate yourself. If you make it, then Yim will help Juji.
I will not make it. That was a natural one.
Oh no!
And yeah, so like at most a 4.
You try to move, and he's got you. He's like, and you now that you're jostling, more and more of your robes are starting to get stuck to his robes, and you're getting even more tangled. I think, Yim is gonna jump in and try and grab you and move you away. Let's see. Oh crap! No,
Can I try an acrobatics myself?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness! Oh, sir. Okay.
Yim also rolled way too low and gets partially stuck in with the king as well. And the king is just looking at you. He's like, "You did this. You did this." Like repeating with like this very intense, like, "Ha ha." And you hear like throughout, I think for the first time you recognize the language. The language that these people are singing in is a variety of an Ironmaster language that is very old. Most Ironmasters would not recognize it. You recognize it. And one of the lyrics is, "For your mighty acts." and they start to like repeat for your mighty acts over and over and over that particular part of the song as the king continues to repeat, "You did this. You did this. Like, be proud. You did this. With these are your mighty acts." What does Juji get on her acrobatics check?
Oh, just a 9. I'm getting rid of this die too.
The more and more of this ground is being taken up by trees. It is now happening faster and faster. You are starting to feel a distinct chill in the air as more and more of this, like you see even the figures disappearing, like the figures that are marching towards you start to almost, like as they're moving in mid motion, start to transform into like branches in roughly a similar pose as this like wall of greenification moves closer and closer. I'll let you both roll athletics or acrobatics checks again to try and extricate yourselves.
Yeah. What the hell?
I cannot believe this. Can't believe this. I can't.
Okay, that's a 16. Slightly better.
A 16, you manage to pull yourself out of the king. Finally, just you still have like a lot of strands sort of hanging off of you, seemingly like almost connecting you to him, but they're so thin that they're gonna break as soon as you move. Yim is gonna jump over and try and use that and give the help action, or he's gonna try and like lean over and give the help action to Juji, so she can get away because she's terrified.
Thank you. Oh, it's still just a 9. It's still just a 9, folks. I can't, Jeremy. I can't play with you anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I can't.
Aboade, what are you doing as you've extricated yourself? Are you booking it? What's the plan?
Can I make an attempt to pull Juji away?
Yes.
As I stumble down the steps, like just grab onto whatever I can and just pull and fall down the steps. Do you want me to make any kind of roll for that?
Yep. Make an athletics check.
Okay.
Thank you for trying.
That's a natural 20. That'll do it.
I will say with a natural 20.
So many things.
I will say with a natural. Wow. Yeah, I love all these nat 20s. You
grab
Juji.
I've rolled like 3 1s and like 4 20s or something. This is amazing.
You grab Juji. I say with a nat 20, you get Juji and Yim. You manage to extricate them both from the king.
Okay.
Cool. As the singing is growing louder and louder, and you just tumble down these steps towards the oncoming greenification. The air is getting more and more of a chill, starting to get sort of a wet feeling in the air, sort of a damp feeling, and you come to a stop, resting on top of a wooden bough. And it looks like it's just about to start raining. Juji, you again feel that incredible chill. This, I will say, the bough of this tree is unbelievably large. Like, it's large enough, not just like to climb. This tree looks like it's the size of like a village. Like, it is huge. Multiple people could easily live inside of this tree. And not feel cramped. And not only that, but the bark itself, the bark itself is a mahogany brown, but in between sort of the lines of the bark, you see like this beautiful sort of like rainbow colory, sort of rainbow sheen to the like cracks in between the bark in this tree. I think even the leaves seem to sort of glisten. There's something powerfully magical about this tree. And Juji, you recognize this tree. I think you've seen this tree probably more recently than you feel comfortable with, but you also know why it's so cold, so unseasonably cold. And you again hear that, and there's like, as you're sitting here on this beautiful tree, you see the bark beneath you start to curdle and rot, and start to look greenish, blackish, and start to crack and crumble, and even start to get a sickly smell as if this tree is infected. The temperature is dropping lower and lower. Yes, Juji, would you like to do anything as this is happening?
It's happening again. It keeps following. I'm gonna try and can I roll like a wisdom save to see if she can just kind of like tear herself away because she's just fixated.
Roll me
I
2
don't know.
wisdom saves. One against like the effects of this place, and the other against the to try and pull yourself from where you are currently rooted with fear.
Okay. Oh my god, it's a sad roll to 17 on the dice. Okay, that's it's like 24.
So the first
24.
one saves. What is
Okay.
what about the second one?
Second one. Okay, that's a 14 on the dice. Oh my god, it's happening, folks.
Okay, you
21.
you know that she is near. But I think with that knowledge, like something about the shiver that goes up your spine shocks you back into reality, and it's like, no, we gotta go. You can see like the sickness spreading out over more and more of the tree, getting closer and closer to where you are.
Aboade's like still. I'm still aware of like Aboade. And
Yeah,
Yim,
Aboade
right?
and Yim are both
Okay.
there with you.
Okay, cool. I say to them, I don't know what happens when it reaches us, so we have to go. We have to run now. Come on, let's go. Run. And then she'll just lead them away.
All right. Roll me. Here's what I'll say, because this is like you're trying to navigate a tree. I will need acrobatics checks from everyone who's trying to climb this tree. If you want to, Aboade, because I feel like, well, no, he looks kind of like a cat. He's got the caracol thing going on, so he could theoretically climb. You don't need to grab him up necessarily. But would you? Yeah, I'm going to need acrobatics checks from everybody as you're trying to navigate through this tree.
I got a natural 20.
No.
Hey.
I got a natural 20, you guys.
Of course you did. Now is the time. Now is when it's needed.
And Aboade, what did you get?
I got an 11. Not so great.
Okay. So, Juji, you are like, I think as you're moving, there's like an instinctive like, yes, I know how to do this. I know how to climb this tree. I know how to navigate this tree. You are like expertly like climbing your way down. It's incredible how well you're able to climb this tree. And I think you are, I think for both Aboade, who's a 65-year-old man, and Yim, who probably has not spent a whole lot of time climbing trees, it's not quite so successful, and both of you start to slip. Juji, I will let you make a sleight of hand check to try and grab one of them. You can't grab both, but I'll let you save one.
I'll try and thank you. I'll try and grab Aboade.
Okay,
Right.
make me a sleight of hand check. It will say to try and hit his AC.
No, it's a 5. No.
You reach out. Aboade slips through your hand. He continues crashing down. Aboade, you and Yim go careening through this tree. As you're falling, Juji is able to descend almost as fast as you guys are falling with her natural 20. She's able to like keep you within sight. But Aboade, as you are like flipping you through the air, smacking off of trees, you could swear that as you like flit through the air and like you happen to see the sky again, you could swear you see a figure floating above you, silhouetted against the overcast sky. And you can't quite make out the features, but it looks like a feminine figure floating above you in the sky, gazing down in your direction. But you both, well, all three of you managed to reach the ground. Aboade,
in some way or another.
Yes, in one way or another. Aboade, I will let you and Yim roll dexterity saving throws to try and reduce the damage that you take from falling from the tree. We'll call it a DC 16. If you make the dex save a DC 16, then you cut the damage in half.
I do not make that save.
Yim does make the save.
Oh, wait. Is it dex save? Okay, yeah. No, I don't make that.
Okay.
How big is it? How big's the drop?
You fall 60 feet and take 20 points of bludgeoning damage. Yeem saved, so he only takes 10.
Ooh, okay.
And I think Yeem's max is like 27. So he's still pretty banged and dinged. Both of you in a heap. And as you sort of arrive there, you notice a number of things. One of the first things that you might notice is the air around you feels very different here. It no longer feels open and cold and cool and drafty. You are, in fact, in a much more muggy, sort of rainforesty feeling environment. The air here feels warm again, but not stiflingly so. You are surrounded by what look like vines and trees. You're in like what looks like a small grove, and joining you in this grove, as you see like vines and shreds of what look like a person falling away, is Reth kneeling upon the ground. You see the Reth is here, but it's not just the three of you here. Inside of this grove, surrounded by like walls of thick vines and trees and bushes and brambles, are a number of items, a large number of items, most of which look mostly overgrown. They look like they've been here a very, very, very long time. Many of them seem to have mostly decayed away, but they are all sort of connected by like they're sort of wrapped up in little sections of vines and various creeping jungle plants, all of which are sort of connected to an idol, a cracked, broken idol that sits in the center of this grove. Part of it has broken off, and kneeling in front of that cracked, broken idol, with vines and creeping plants connecting him from what look like every joint and muscle directly to this idol, is an elderly Emere man. And surrounding this idol, he's kneeling amongst a formation of objects lying on the ground surrounding this idol. There is a beautifully set out formation of yellow stones surrounding this idol. And that is where we will end this session.
No, what do you know?
Well, that's it. That's it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you players enjoyed that. We'll have to see what happens next time in this creepy, terrifying grove of lots of old decaying things and a weird idol with yellow stones around it and a guy hooked up to it, who appears to be, in fact, the old man that you might be seeking. Wow. Does anyone have anything they'd like to plug? We'll start with you, Shamini. Do you have anything that you would like to plug?
Please all go and, look after your mental health after this fun episode of Hijinks and Horror. If you like, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Bundell.
Right. And who's next to the order? Do we remember?
It's me.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
Oh!
If you wanna, you can tell me how you felt after this episode over on Twitter at Does Dark Magic is me. Say hi. I'm so drained after that.
I'll say hi.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna come say hi.
I'm so drained after all of that. I'm so worried. Well, yeah. Also, you can go check out youtube.com/dicebreaker. That's where I make some videos and whatnot and do some fun things. Also, if you're watching this, or if you're not watching this on YouTube, 3 Black Halflings, go subscribe to our YouTube channel if you wanna. That'd be great.
Yeah. And our final player for this episode.
I'd like to plug having a nice warm bath or sitting down in a dark room with some candles after this.
Self-care plug.
Yeah, and when you're done with that, you can go over to @the_lonely_orchestra on Instagram and watch some nice calming music videos and enjoy yourself. Yeah.
All right. And I guess once you're done with that, you can follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Cobb 1. That's Cobb with 2 B's and the number 1. Even I'm shaking. Everyone just happened. Cobb with 2 B's, the number 1. And of course, this is 3 Black Halflings. You can follow us on social media at 3 Black Halflings on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And I think we have finally figured out I think we should be able to get our Parler account up and running. So go follow us on Parler. 3 Halflings, the Parler account. I feel like people who aren't American won't necessarily get that reference.
I don't know what Parler
Yeah, I
is.
think
Don't
3 Black
know what
Halflings will be
that
very
is.
welcome on
Is it?
Parler. Yeah.
Super welcome on Parler.
They'll love you guys there.
It's-
They love you.
I know. I think I know this.
It was right up our alley.
Yeah.
This is practically, this should be called three Parler Halflings, if anything.
Oh dear! I'm now
Extremely
looking
Parler.
I'm looking it up. And
So,
I'm,
yeah, it's
okay.
kinda
On
hidden.
that note,
Anyway.
thank you all for tuning in. We very much appreciate all of you. And if you want to hear us decompress after the wildness of what just occurred, go check us out on the Patreon. You can hear talkback episodes. I haven't even plugged this yet. You can go hear the Wagadu Watches. We do one for every single episode, folks. Go check it out. That's it. That's it for us. So long, Shire folk.
So long,
long,
Shire
Shire folk.
folk, so long, yeah.
Shire folk.
That was a Headgum podcast.